If you're looking for 2025 predictions for the Toronto real estate market, well, you're in the right place. This is a video that I look forward to every single year, and I'm going to take my best educated guess, because that's really what this is, on how 2025 is going to play out. I'm going to give you 10 predictions today. I've been doing these videos going back to 2018, and I've started to actually be pretty good at it. This is obviously 100% not financial advice. These are predictions, but they're really educated guesses. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is the first video that you've clicked on. I am very active in the Toronto real estate market. So my goal in this video is to take what I know now in terms of real conversations I'm having with buyers and sellers at the end of 2024, plus the data that I have access to, and try to paint a picture of what 2025 is going to look like. But don't let me have all the fun. Let me know in the comments below, what are predictions that you think are going to happen next year? If you haven't already, make sure to like this video, get subscribed. You can also book a call with me or my team in the first link in the description. I got 10 predictions for you for 2025. Let's go. Prediction number 1. By the end of 2025, the overnight rate from the Bank of Canada is going to be at 2.5%. I've heard some economists think they're going to go even a little bit lower than that. Obviously, it's going to be based on the economic data that we have that comes out as the year progresses into 2025. But if you look at where inflation's at today, who knows where it could go in the future, the unemployment, things aren't actually looking that great for the Canadian economy, and that probably means that Bank of Canada will continue to cut, but I don't expect the cuts to be as big, obviously, as they were in 2024. This may be fairly welcoming news for anybody that's been riding that variable rate over the last few years, or anybody that recently purchased with a variable rate. Prediction number 2, the average sale price in the city of Toronto is going to go up by 5% in 2025. Over the last 45 years, good market, bad market, slow market, fast market, the average Toronto property has gone up 6.7% through good years and bad years if you average everything out. So me saying 5% is actually well below the average of what we typically see. I think the condo market will continue to struggle. I don't think you're going to see big gains in that segment of the market. I think most of the price growth is going to be seen in the 416 City of Toronto detached properties. They will experience the most amount of demand. The new mortgage rules kicking in are really going to impact that segment of the market. I think the freehold segment does really well, which is going to pull up the overall average price here in the city of Toronto. And just as a reminder, for overall average price, what we do is we literally have to wait for every single sale to happen in 2025 and then compare it to every single sale that happened in 2024. It's not like we're doing year over year for one specific month. It's every single sale that has happened. Prediction number 3 is on sales volume. I think sales volume is going to get back closer to the 10-year average. You saw the pickup we saw here in the city of Toronto in October, November. December is kind of a write-off. It doesn't really matter because no one's doing anything. But that sales volume is slowly starting to tick up. Confidence is coming back to the market. Buyers are feeling more safe. I think without a doubt, sales volume transactions, not prices, but transactions are going to be much higher in 2025 than they were in 2024 and 2023. Prediction number 4, the Toronto condo market will trade sideways in 2025. There is a ton, over 40,000 brand new condo units that will be delivered in 2025. Now, they're not all going on the sale market. Lots of them will come up for lease as well, but that's a lot. Plus the inventory that we already have, the fact that the smaller units are still taking a lot longer to sell. I think maybe the 416 condo market goes up 2%, maybe it goes down 2%, plus or minus either direction. I personally think it will trade sideways. The advice I'm giving people at the end of 2024, if they're like, well, I want to wait to list my condo next year, I don't think that necessarily means you sell for more money per se. I think it just means things will move faster. There might be a little bit less inventory, but overall, I don't think it's going to be a banner year for condos. I think they're going to chug along because there's a lot of new buildings coming to the market. Prediction number 5 is we will be in a balanced market for the most part of 2025. A balanced market is anywhere from 3 to 6 months of inventory. I think we're going to hover in that 3.5 to 4.5 months of inventory range for most of this year. The condo segment will have more inventory. The freehold segment will have less inventory. I don't think we're going to see any absolute extremes in 2025, and that's probably a good thing. I don't think we're going to see double-digit inventory on the condo side And I don't think we're going to get under like 1.5 months on the freehold side. And that's probably a good thing. That could mean, knock on wood, that maybe we have like a balanced out, boring market for once, which we can never really get here in the city of Toronto. Prediction number 6 is that rental prices are going to continue to decrease in 2025. And that means that even though interest rates are going down, it doesn't necessarily mean that investors are going to be running back to the condo segment of the market. If you look right now about what is actually being built here in the city of Toronto, we have a ton of purpose-built rentals. They're really all that's being built right now because no one is buying that pre-construction product. But the pre-con product that did sell in the past 3 years that's going to be delivered, you add in the fact that there is a ton of new condos coming to the market, plus the purpose-built rentals. Like, we've gone all in on rentals, which I actually think, like, overall here, taking a step back, bird's eye view, is a good thing. But looking into 2025, if you're comparing to the rents that we used to see in 2022, 2023, I think those were the peak days of craziness. Like, I don't think that's going to happen again, especially as the rates come down. And the fact that first-time home buyers with the new mortgage rules with the 30-year amortization, a lot of them will not be renters anymore. The demand for the rent is turning them into first-time condo buyers. I don't think we're going to see a big increase in rent. In fact, I think rental prices will continue to go down next year. They're not going to cut in half, but they could go down 5 to 8%. Like, I think that's super realistic. Prediction number 7, I kind of touched on the last point. There's going to be way more purpose-built rentals. Like, get used to this. For 15 years, the way that you would rent properties in Toronto, for the most part, at least in the downtown core, was in a condominium building owned by a mom and pop landlord. And that's it. That's kind of how it worked. That's how we brought rental inventory. Looking forward, purpose-built rentals, that's what's coming. They're coming fast and furious, and they don't look like they're going to stop. They're owned by massive, massive corporations with tons of money behind them. They don't forget that they can increase your rent. And keep in mind, if you rent in any of these brand new purpose-built buildings, they're not under rent control here in Ontario. Prediction number 8 is about our weekly real estate podcast, which we have just passed 6,000 subscribers and over 1 million views. My prediction, it's really more of a goal for me for 2025, is get the Tom Storey Show podcast to 8,000 subscribers. 2 predictions left. Semi-detached properties will by far be the hottest property type in the city of Toronto in 2025. The average sale price of a semi-detached property is like $1.2 to $1.3 million, depending on what month of the data we are looking at. That falls right into the middle point of the new mortgage rules, with the insured mortgage cap going up to $1.5 million. I do think this will bring more demand to that segment. I don't think that's that shocking of a statement to make. And when I say hottest segment of the market, what that means is the lowest amount of inventory, the lowest amount of days on market it takes to sell, and the highest percentage in terms of list price versus sale price. You know, a lot of these properties, if there is low inventory and not a lot to choose from, they can still do that offer date scenario where you see that semi-detached house in Danforth, let's say, list for $999 and sell for $1.3 million. It was always worth $1.3 million, but buyers can only play that game where there's not a lot to choose from, and that's why the list price versus sale price ratio will be so much higher. I also just think it's the property type that everyone I'm talking to right now, that's what they want. And my final prediction for 2025 is the smaller condo market. Let's call it the sub 500 square foot bachelor unit, no real bedroom without a door. It will continue to struggle. It doesn't actually make up as much of the market as people think, but everything that I saw this year in 2024, those units will take longer. The buyer for it's probably a first-time home buyer, because investors, the numbers don't really add up, especially with, at least I consider, rent's going to be going down this year. So those smaller units are going to be harder to sell. If you have one, you just have to be priced aggressively to sell it, because you're going to have lots of competition. They're going to sit on the market longer. People want floor plans that were built 10 years ago. They want the 1+ dens that are 750 square feet. They want the 2 bedrooms that are 900 square feet. The sub 500 square foot investor box. Lots of people have lots of other names for these types of properties. They're not going to have a great year this year. They're still going to struggle to sell unless you are priced exactly where you need to be. So there's my 10 predictions for 2025. This is always a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this. As I mentioned before, let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen in the 2025 real estate market? My hope is that it's a boring year and sales volume just picks up to the 10-year average and people can do things and we understand what value is and things aren't going crazy in either direction. That's my hope. What actually happens? Well, I guess we'll wait to see. My name's Tom Storey. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, home is where your story begins.